it's me Geeky and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing my room tour, woo! Or actually it's my collection tour technically, but a kind of room tour, but mostly the updated collection. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I think it's been over a year now, so the collection has definitely grown. It's got a lot bigger. I think I done a recount when I put my manga into a spreadsheet, and I've got about 1500 volumes, give or take. There might be some more, there might be a little less, but it was around 1500. So definitely a lot more than the last tour. But yeah, it's gonna be a long video, I think, this one. So I'm gonna try and get it all into one video. But I think it's gonna be a long one. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna go through them as quickly as possible. I'm not gonna explain every single series. I haven't read every single series, so I don't have like opinions on them all, but I've read a good bit of the collection. But that's the reason why I'm doing the rewind and review, because I want to, you know, get that reading stats back up. But yeah, I'm gonna go from shelf like top to bottom and then go across that way. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves to go through, so it's going to take a while. It's dark when I'm filming right now. Even during the day, this particular room isn't that bright, so I'm going to do the best that I can with the lighting situation. I'm going to put the big light on and hopefully that is enough lighting for the shelves. But yeah, but before we get started with that, don't forget to give this video a like, comment and subscribe. You guys know the drill. And also check out the socials down in the description below. Pop onto the Manga Today Discord and say hello. We would love to have you there because it's a wholesome community. I also have some affiliate links down in the description box down below if you would like to support the channel in that way. You don't have to, but yeah, let's just get started with the manga tour, shall we? Hey everyone, so this is day 2 of me trying to film my manga collection tour. I tried to do it yesterday and I'd done the intro and everything. I was feeling my makeup, the purple, I really liked it, so I kept the intro, but the actual camera footage was horrible. I messed around with my DSLR settings and I think I messed up the shutter speed, the aperture and everything else, so I've just completely scrapped that apart from the intro. Hopefully that looks okay, fingers crossed. So I've got Reese's help. He is over here. Hi Reese. So he's gonna help me. I've nabbed his phone for like an hour or so to try and get this finished. Hopefully it doesn't kill his phone. So yeah, if the lighting's a bit off, this room is pretty dark, so I've got every light in this room on possible apart from the ring light because that was too bright. But yeah, bear with me. I've pulled down the first layer of the book, so I'll film the back layer first, then come back and do the first layer. We're going to start with the Shonen stuff first and then move over to the Shoujo. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoy this tour, so let's get started. So this is a quick tour of the room quickly. So I've got my DVDs here, my manga shelves in the corner, Gaviscon because I get heartburn, great stuff. This is like the shit corner, we shan't talk about it, it's just there. And then here is the first bookcase that I will be showing you guys, so let's get started. So first up at the top shelf is Bleach. So I have got the first 21 volumes, but it's in a box set over the other side of the room, so I will show you guys that at the end of the video. But I have 22 all the way down to 64, and then 65, 66, 68, 70 and 71. I'm missing about 5 volumes of this, but I definitely want to collect it before the new Bleach anime starts this year, so I want to give it a reread before then, so I might pick it up because it's my birthday this month, so that's a possibility. Down to the next shelf. So on this shelf is kind of like ones that I've started or haven't got too many volumes of. So first up is Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 1, Act Age, Volume 1. That got cancelled in English publishing with 2 volumes, but I wouldn't pick up volume 2 anyway. After that is Demon Slayer volume 1. I'm planning on getting the box set at some stage, so fingers crossed I can get my hands on it. Then we have Radiant, Juni Tyson, Zodiac War 1 through 2, Astra Lost in Space 1 and 2, Dr. Slump 1 and 2, Komi Can't Communicate 1 and 2, A Silent Voice 1 and 2, Black Torch 1 and 2. A Silent Voice, I'm planning on picking up the hardcovers when they come out, but I think they've been delayed and pushed back, so I haven't had a chance to pre-order them or anything like that. Next up is Nora Rise of the Yokai Clan volumes 1 through 2, Mashal Magic and Muscles 1 through 3.
I like that one.
Yep, Reese likes that one. He's only actually read the first volume, but I did pick that one up for Reese, so he's got 2 volumes to read. I'm sure he will get round to it eventually, right?
I'm a very slow reader.
Yep. Then we have Dr. Stone, one of my favourite ongoing shonens at the moment. I'm a couple volumes behind in reading, but I kind of want to hold on to a couple of volumes, then binge read it. But I've got volumes 1 through 19, which is up to date in UK releases. We are a couple of months behind the US, so fingers crossed 20 comes soon. Then we have Soul Eater volumes 1 and 2 in the perfect editions. These are these absolutely gorgeous hardcovers. I haven't actually started reading it yet, but I wanted to collect them in the perfect editions because I heard the ending of this manga is definitely different to the anime, so I'm looking forward to jumping into this eventually. Then I will take you down to the JoJo shelf, or it's not really a shrine, but the shelf. First up is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, volumes 1 through 4, which is complete. Then I have Part 3, volume 1. Definitely need to get more of this because I think this is probably my favourite part. I've seen all of the anime of Part 1, 2 and 3, and Part 3 is definitely my favourite. I love Jotaro. Jotaro, best boy. 100%. Then we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, volumes 1 through 9. And again, this shelf is super dusty. Sorry guys, I haven't had a chance to dust it. But that one's complete. And then I have the first 2 volumes of Part 5. I am really enjoying Part 5 so far. I can't wait for Stone Ocean to be released. That's going to be, I think, my all-time favourite part because we've got some kick-ass female characters. And I'm super excited to collect that. So hopefully Viz releases that soon. Next up is Fist of the North Star Volume 1. I haven't actually read this one yet. Then we have 2 very random pickups that I found randomly for cheap. And that is Saturn Apartments Volume 1 and Ultimate Muscle Volume 6. This happens to be my favourite pickup of 2021. And that is 20th Century Boys. I managed to find all of the singles for literally, I think it was like, Reese, was it like £4 a piece? £3-4? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, £4 a piece. It's on my phone. Yeah, I think it's like £4 a piece. But I managed to get volumes 1 through 22 for like £3 or £4 a volume. They didn't have 21st Century Boys in the single, so I picked it up in the omnibus edition. So I'm unsure whether I want to do this as singles or collect it with the omnis.
I like it as singles.
You like the singles?
Yeah.
I would do the singles, but the last 2 volumes, so like 21st Century Boys 1 and 2 are going for like £50 a volume.
Well, maybe not then.
Yeah, Reasons are keen now. But I kind of like the look of the omnis, so I'm not sure because the art on the front covers of these are beautiful. So yeah, undecided, but I'm super excited to get into this when I can actually concentrate a little bit better. But yeah, super excited. Then down to the next shelf is Tokyo Ghoul volumes 1 through 14, which is complete, which is the first part. And then we have Tokyo Ghoul Re volumes 1 through 10. This is probably one of my favourite series, purely because when I went on my manga buying hiatus, it was kind of this series that got me back into collecting. I literally read the first 6 volumes. I was like, oh my god, I need to get more of these. So yeah, I definitely need to finish it. Next up is Chobits in the 20th anniversary edition by Clamp. So volumes 1 through 4, which is complete. I actually haven't read this one yet either. I've been waiting for a good chance to start because they're quite chunky volumes and it takes me a while to read them because my concentration is still not great. So I'm slowly but surely making my way around to these, and the editions are gorgeous. So I can't wait to get into it eventually. Then we move down to the bottom shelf, which is pretty much a Clamp shrine. Pretty much all of my Clamp collection is over here, bar one series, which is over the other side with the Shoujo stuff. So yeah. First up, we have a one-shot, which is the one I love. Again, I haven't read this one yet, haven't got much to say, but we'll get round to it eventually. Thanks to the new series that we've got coming out on the channel, which is Rewind and Review. So eventually all of these will get read and there will be an episode for each series. So look forward to that. But next is Kobato, volumes 1 through 4. Then is Suki, A Like Story, 1 through 3 complete. Then I cannot say this, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Don't want to butcher it, but that is complete. Then we have Angelic Lair, the Omnis by Dark Horse, 1 and 2 complete. Next is Magic Knight Rayearth Omnis, 1 through 2. Have read this, absolutely loved it. I've got the anime as well, and eventually I want to replace these with the anniversary editions, but they are hella expensive. They're like 60 to 70 pounds per box set, and there's only 3 volumes, I suppose, plus an art box, which kind of makes it worth it, but a bit pricey for me at the moment. But I'm definitely looking to replace these at some stage. Then we have the first ever manga series to get me into collecting manga. This was the first series that I collected way back in the day in like 2009, I think it was. And that is Fruits Basket. So volumes 1 through 23. I even have in the 23rd volume the like random chapter thing that came with it that gave you a preview to other series. That's all sealed. But yeah, this is the reason I've ended up with like 1,500 volumes. Thank you. Moving down, we have some more Clamp. So The Legend of Chung Yang. That's a one-shot. I haven't read that one yet, but I've heard that it's a really good series. Then we have Wish 1 through 4, which is complete. I'm hoping to give this a read after I've picked up the hardcover of Clover, because I heard that they are kind of intertwined, so I need to do some more research, but I'm looking forward to getting into that because it's only 4 volumes. Then we have Tsubasa, which is kind of like the bane of my life. This one I have a love-hate relationship with. I absolutely loved Cardcaptor Sakura, and I'm not keen on this series. From what I read the first 4 volumes back in the day, and I don't know, there was something about it that I just didn't like. But obviously I am now like 10 years older than what I was when I picked it up, so I probably will give it a reread. Well, I will do eventually and hopefully finish it. The only thing is this is out of print, so in the singles anyway, so I think I'm gonna have to go the Kodansha Omnis to end it, because the up to like volume 21 they're pretty easy to find. Anything after volume 21, yeah, no hope. Good luck with that one. Then we have Holic, or XXX Holic, however you want to say it. Volumes 1 through 17, and then the last 2 volumes in the Omnis, because unfortunately I missed out on the last 2 volumes. I do want to replace that Omni with 18 and 19 just because the covers, they're gorgeous. I would pull them out, but I've got Fruits Basket on top and I don't want to damage them. But I really recommend that series. Like, you don't have to read Tsubasa to read this. There might be some slight intertwinings at the end, but it doesn't really matter.
But I definitely would recommend Holic. It was a great read. I loved the anime, but it was an absolutely fantastic read. That was the first shelf, so let me just give you a quick pan up of the shelf here. So next we're going to move over here. So Reese is there. He's going to help me with the bottom shelf because it gets really dark over there. So hopefully with a flashlight on my phone it will work. But I'm going to take you and do this one on the left first, and then work our way round, and then do the ones that I've stacked down in the front after. First up is One Piece. I have got the volumes 1 through 46 in the box sets up on the right, so I'll show you guys that at the end. But yeah, 47 all the way through to 98. This is actually the longest series I have in my collection. I absolutely love One Piece. It's one of my favorites. I enjoyed Naruto, I enjoyed Bleach, but One Piece is probably my favorite shonen. It's just so much fun. I love the world, the characters, Oda's storytelling, everything. It's just fantastic. I got an extra copy of 95 because I was an idiot and thought that I didn't have it, but I did. Then I have the light novels, so One Piece Ace's Story 1 and 2. Haven't read that. I'm not much of a light novel reader, but I really like Ace, so yeah, I definitely need to get on that at some point. Moving on to the second shelf, we have Blue Exorcist volumes 1 all the way to 26. So I think I've read up to volume 21 or 22, or was it 23? Somewhere around here. I'm kind of behind, but because we only get a volume of this release like once every 6 months, I'm cool to just let it trickle over and have quite a few to binge. It doesn't bother me. Anybody wondering, I have got these on kind of risers, but not really. It is on my Funko boxes, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to replace them at some point because the Funko boxes are starting to fall apart. So definitely need to do some shelves at some point. But moving on, we have volumes 1 through 6 of Spy Family, or Spy X Family, however you want to say it. I am super excited to watch the anime for this. This series is so funny. Honestly, Anya is the cutest little girl ever. Like, she must be protected at all costs. And the little dog, oh my gosh, I'm such a dog person, and I am so excited to see this animated. So definitely get into this if you haven't. It's definitely good. Moving on is Twin Star Exorcist. I have volumes 1 through, what is this, 6. I am way behind on this. I started watching the anime. The anime was alright, but the manga is so much better. They totally butchered the anime. So if you're interested in Exorcist type series, definitely look into this. Probably have a look on the Shonen Jump app first, because there are like 25 volumes out, so that would be a big commitment if you wasn't keen. So definitely check out the Shonen Jump app first. But oh my gosh, this was such a fun read, and I definitely need to catch up in the physicals. Might be something that I want to do this year, so I'm not too far behind. But yeah, definite recommend. Moving down to the next shelf, this is shelf number 3. We have a lot of Naoki Urasawa. Honestly, after reading Monster, I literally fell in love with his storytelling. You guys know volume 1 was really difficult for me to read. I tried it like 3 different times and just couldn't get into it. It was just really boring. But because I've finished it, I'm now like, yep, I need to read more. But we've got Monster 1 through 9, perfect editions complete. 20th Century Boys volume 2 in the Omnis, obviously perfect editions. Again, I'm thinking that once volume 1 is restocked in the UK, I might pick it up and just finish it in the Omnis, because I actually really like the look of the Omnis. But yeah, don't know, it's just those pesky like 20th Century Boys 1 and 2 that's like 50 quid a volume. I am no way in hell paying that. So yeah, I think maybe omnis just for the like continuity of the books. I don't know. Next is Mujura Yushi, A Sign of Dreams. This was an interesting one shot. I enjoyed it, but it's not necessary it's just not one that is one of his greatest works, but it was interesting read for me, being a one shot after Monster, so I enjoyed it. Next is Asadora. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. We've got a female main protagonist and basically these giant monsters that she needs to find out why they're there, what they are, and stuff like that. But it's been such a great read. I can't wait to read more of that. Then we have The Way of the House Husband 1 through 2. Fantastic, so funny. Definitely need to get more of that. Then we have Blue Flag 1 through 8 complete. Oh my gosh, this was such a great read. The ending I was a bit not quite sure about, but overall it was a stellar read, so definitely would recommend it. Then we have Hell's Paradise 1 through 8. That is complete at 13 volumes, which will be releasing this year at some point, so I definitely need to get my butt into gear to finishing that, because that will be one checked off the list to complete. Really enjoyed it so far. Gruesome battle kind of seinen with like samurai and ninja and myth and folklore. It's definitely one to look into if you haven't already. Next up is the 4th shelf. Reese has got a flashlight there to help me because it's quite dark. But first up we have Muggy volumes 1 through 6 and then 13. I enjoyed Muggy for the most part, but the ending kind of was a bit naff for me, so I'm unsure if I want to pick it up in the entirety. But I really liked the journey of it, so I'm thinking I will have to pick it up at some point when I can find it cheap. Then we have The Grey Man volumes 1 through 16. I really want to finish this series, but volumes 17 and 18 are really hard to find and they're out of stock at the moment, so whenever I can get my hands on them I will continue it. Having said that, I probably will just buy the rest of them and then just wait till they come back into stock. Next up is Black Cat volumes 1 through 14 and then 18 through 20. I'm missing 3 volumes, but they are really hard to find and I believe they are in fact out of print. I've read most of it on the Shonen Jump app. I just need to finish it, but I really enjoyed it, so if I can find the 3 that I'm missing for a decent price I will pick it up. But I did really enjoy it. It's an older Shonen Jump title, but if you can get your hands on it, give it a go. But it is on the Shonen Jump app, so if you can't find them, don't worry about it. Then finally on the back of the shelf is Togari 1 through 3. This one I picked up on a whim because I found it like super cheap and it looked interesting. Haven't started it yet. The volumes are out of print, so it's going to be really hard for me to track down. They used to be going for like £6 or £7, but when I looked in the last couple of months they've skyrocketed to like £30 a volume, and I'm like, I am not paying £30 a volume. So when I find them again cheap I will pick them up. But I'm definitely interested. It looks like a samurai kind of battle. I don't think it's a shonen. I think it might be a seinen, but I'm not sure. But I'm excited to try it when I can find the volumes. So this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult because there's not a lot of room for me to sit down here. So hopefully you don't mind the shaky camera. But first up is Dead Man Wonderland, volumes 1 through 13. That is complete. I enjoyed the read of it. Would I go back and reread it? Don't know. Is it a must? Is it a staple in everyone's collection? Personally, no. I could have gone without having it, but because I started it, I wanted to finish it. I went into it reading with very low expectations, so because of that I enjoyed it. But there was so much stuff going on in the series that by the end of it, it just felt a little bit meh. But yeah, 1 through 13 complete. Then we have The Promised Neverland 1 through 20. Oh my gosh, this series is so freaking good. If you guys want an action-packed shonen title, then this is one for you. It follows 3 kids, a female protagonist and 2 guys, and they have to try and find their way out of an orphanage. Oh my gosh, it is so good. I don't want to go too much into detail other than that because it would be spoilery, but this is so good. If you are just anime only, like, give this a read, because season 2 does not exist.
To be fair, the first episode of that, when I saw,
yeah,
shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, Reese actually watched this and he was like, what the hell's going on? But you quite enjoyed it though.
I watched like a couple of episodes.
Yeah, you just never finished it, did you?
That's something we always do.
Yeah. I haven't finished this series yet, but I'm going to give it a reread for Rewind and Review at some point, so I can actually finish it and do a decent review. But yes, definitely give this a go if you haven't. Then we have Yu Yu Hakusho, some random volumes. 1 through 3, 7, 8, is that 10? Yeah, 10, 12, 18 and 19. This one I'm umming and ahhing whether or not I actually want to complete it. I read the first 3 volumes and I was literally like, I don't think this series knows what it wants to be, but I heard later on in the series it kind of changes gear and it becomes a battle shonen, so I'm definitely interested. I mean, I've watched the anime back in the day, but the volumes are really hard to come by, so I'm not going to go out of my way to find them. But again, if I find them cheap, I will pick them up. Or if they come back into the stock and I'm up in London for Forbidden Planet at some point, yeah, I'll pick them up. But I'm not going to go out of my way to find them. It is a good series. It's by the same mangaka as Hunter x Hunter. Moving on to the last shelf. This is going to be a really awkward one, so I do apologise if the camera is shaking. But we have Hell Girl volumes 1 through 9. That is complete. I've had this sitting on my shelf for literal years. Picked it up for like 20 quid off of eBay and just haven't sat down and read it. So that a lot. I do that quite a bit. If I find them at a decent price and I'm interested in them, I'll pick them up. But it's just that I'm reading so much stuff that I never get round to those ones. But again, we'll get round to it eventually. It's supposed to be a really good series. Next is Nabari no O, which is complete, so 1 through 14. I've read up to volume 7, but again, I didn't have the other volumes to finish reading it. Then I managed to find them for a decent price in Dave's when I found out that like it had gone out of print. So yeah, I need to reread this. This is kind of like a ninja story. And it's really interesting. I can't remember the premise, but it's a really interesting ninja story. It's not like Naruto or anything like that. It's a ninja world put in the 21st century, if that makes sense. Like, they have to hide that they're ninjas and stuff. They have ninja clans and all this different stuff, but it's a really good read from what I read so far. Moving on are the ones that have been double stacked. First up we have My Hero Academia 1 all the way through to 29. I kind of got burnt out with My Hero around the early 20s. I think I was just watching too much superhero stuff and the arc was a little bit boring for me. I heard that it gets really good around the arc where the villains get introduced, like the villain arc, so I want to get back into it eventually. Then I have volume 1 of My Hero Vigilantes. Reese, this was the one that you picked up with our £50 challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't read this one, unfortunately. I will get round to it eventually, but because I got burnt out with My Hero, I think that's the reason why I haven't, like, picked this one up yet. Then we have Jujutsu Kaisen 1 through 13, which is up to date in the UK releases, apart from Volume 0. Volume 0 is so hard to find. I mean, it came back in stock on Traveling Man, but I didn't want to order it because I would have to pay for shipping, so I don't want to just buy one volume. I'm kind of waiting because it's my birthday month in February, so I will treat myself to something off a Traveling Man and hopefully we'll get this one ordered. But yeah, really enjoyed the anime. The manga I think I've read up to around here, 6 or 7. I think it was just before Shibuya arc. So yeah, I need to get on to reading that. I kind of want to collect it until after the Shibuya arcs and I can just binge it. But yeah, that is Jujutsu Kaisen. So on this shelf is kind of like my Kodansha and Yen Press, like shonen-y type titles. First up is Toilet Bound Hangakun, volumes 1 through 3 and then 5. This one I am going to be collecting out of order, I think, because the volumes are really out of stock in the UK and really hard to find. So whenever I find them in Waterstones or on Travelling Man, they might pop up. I'm going to collect them out of numerical order, as much as that's going to really irritate me.
And it will irritate
it will. It's just that I won't be able to get them if I don't do that. The same with the case study of Vanitas, volumes 1 through 2. I did read volume 1 and I was unsure of how I felt about it, but I started watching the anime and really enjoyed it. So I will definitely be picking these up as and when the volumes come back into stock, because they are really out of stock at the moment. Even like volume 8 that was just released, I think, in the UK, that's out of stock. So yeah, we'll be picking these up out of numerical order. Those covers are absolutely gorgeous though. Then we have Orient, which is done by the same mangaka as Magi, which is why it's up, why they're kind of close. Volumes 1 through 3. I am taking this series volume to volume. I do not know if I will be continuing on with it. It's okay. I think I might prefer Magi to it, but yeah, I'm a few volumes behind. I think we're on the 6th or 7th volume, and yeah, I'm behind, need to get onto that. Then is Fire Force by the same author as Soul Eater. I actually prefer this to Soul Eater. Having said that, I've only seen the Soul Eater anime all the way through, and I know that the anime is an anime only ending, or the ending is anime only. I'm sure my opinions might start to shift when I reread the series or read the series, but so far I have really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the anime. So yeah, I need to catch up on these, but I've got 1 through 4 and then 13. So hopefully I'll be picking them up through Travelling Man, because they have them on for like $7.99, and normally in the UK they're like a tenner. So yeah, I think that's probably the route I will go for that. And then is the Heroic Legend of Arslan 1 through 5. I really enjoy this series. I don't know why I haven't got myself up to date, but for me this is similar to Kingdom in the way that it's kind of laid out. There's definite differences, but this reminds me a lot of Kingdom, and because we don't have an English release, this is as good as what I'm going to get basically. So I need to pick them up, I need to get up to date with them, but because they are Kodansha, they're like a tenner a volume, so I don't really want to pay that. So I will buy them whenever I can find them cheap. Then we have a new addition to the collection, which is 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. Read this, really enjoyed it. It's a great first volume. It's set in the same world as the 7 Deadly Sins, but I don't think it has anything to do with the 7 Deadly Sins, just that it's in the same world. Don't quote me, I could be wrong, but I really enjoyed it, so we'll be continuing with that. Talking about 7 Deadly Sins, next up we have the 7 Deadly Sins, volumes 1 through 4 and then 6 through 11. I think I'm going to go maybe the omnibus route, because there's like 42 volumes and each one of these are like £10 each, but the omnis are like £15, so I feel like that's a better deal if they're 3-in-1s, but we'll have to see how that goes. Really enjoyed the anime. Some of the animation was a bit lackluster, but the story I really enjoyed, so I will be picking this up in its entirety at some point. Whether I go the singles or the omnis, I have no idea, but these covers are brilliant. I love them, and I like the fact that we've got like a continued image down the side, so it goes all the way through to the 40s. Next is Eden Zero, volumes 1 through 13. This is such a great shonen. It's set in space and it's done by the same creator as Fairy Tail and Rave Master. I've read Rave Master, really enjoyed it. Haven't read Fairy Tail, but I watched a good chunk of the anime. It's okay, but it's not my favourite. This is by far my favourite. I love the characters, the world, everything about what I've read so far has been amazing. It does remind me of One Piece quite a bit, but set in space. It's like about the power of friendship, I suppose. Oh, I've just noticed Eden Zero, they've changed the font there. I didn't realise that. How strange. We have volumes 1 all the way through to 30 and then 32 of Toriko. I really enjoy this series. I just haven't picked up the rest of them because of the creator is a bit of a douchebag. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to finish this. All I know is that I will not be paying retail for it. So whenever I find them cheap and secondhand, I will be picking them up. But I did really enjoy the story. The characters are great. The world, everything about it. It was such a great read. So if you can get your hands on it secondhand, definitely do. It is on the Shonen Jump app, so maybe give it a go on there. Then we have Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter 1 through 4. This is done by the same mangaka as Yu Yu Hakusho. Moving on to the bottom shelf. Reese has helped me with a torch here because it is really dark down here. I have Samurai Deeper Kyo volumes 1 all the way through to, is that 37 or 38? 38, which was finished in omnibuses. That's complete. It's a samurai tale, kind of similar to Rurouni Kenshin, I suppose, but I haven't finished reading it yet, so I can't wait to do a reread of this because it looks like it's going to be a really fun series. Let me just give you a quick pan of this shelf. So this is shelf number 2, and then we will be moving on to the shoujo side. Again, I will be doing each shelf individually and then pushing them back and doing the front ones. Moving on to the shoujo and josei shelf, I have got kind of some miscellaneous stuff, so there may be some odd shonen and seinen, but for the most part it's shoujo and josei. So first up is Ascendance of a Bookworm Part 1. I can't actually see what the rest of that says. But this was a gift from the lovely Caitlin. Then we have Bite Maker 1 through 3. Really recommend it. It's a smutty high school romance, Omegaverse kind of situation. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for volume 4. Then we have the Apothecary Diaries 1 through 3. This is a seinen, I believe. It is a series that's based on Chinese courts, like a fictional Chinese court. It's such a great read. There's so much mystery and drama in the series. Mamau has to go in and sort out all these strange goings on within court. So it's been a really fun read so far and I can't wait to continue. Then we have Vampire Dormitory Volume 1, Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Volume 1, Hatsuharu 1, Not Your Name 1, Butterflies Flowers Volume 1, which is a josei. I really want to get more of this, but it's out of print, I believe, and the actual volumes are really hard to come by. But I really enjoy Volume 1, so I want to get more. Sorry about that, the dogs are barking downstairs for some unknown reason. Next is Mint Chocolate 1 and 2, and then we've got Love and Heart 1 and 2, Love of Kill 1 and 2, Golden Japanesque Volumes 1 and 2. Then we have My Little Monster 1 and 2. What is that? Natsume's Book of Friends 1 and 2, Yakuza Lover 1 and 2. One of my favourite new pickups for 2021. Absolutely love this. If you like Yakuza and like a smutty good time, this is your series. But this is a series for you, but it's not for everybody. A lot of people don't like the plot after like volume 2, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to continue. Next is Idle Dreams by Arina Tanemura. Really love Arina Tanemura's work, so you will see more of her works later on. Then we have A Daytime Shooting Star 1 through 3, The King's Beast 1 through 4 by the same author as Dawn of the Arcana. This is set in the same world as Dawn of the Arcana, but you don't have to have read Dawn of the Arcana to read King's Beast. Then we have My Love Story 1 through 4. Really enjoyed the anime, so I will definitely be picking the rest of the volumes up when I can find them for cheap, so fingers crossed that will be sometime soon. Then we have Shortcake Cake 1 through 6, done by the same artist and author as Sign of Affection. I have to say, I definitely prefer A Sign of Affection over Shortcake Cake, but I think that's because of the type of series that it is and the way that the authors have decided to go the route that they're going. But I have enjoyed what I've read of it so far. I think it's finished at 12 volumes, so I need to hurry up and finish that. Then we have Dawn of the Arcana 1 through 2, 7, 10 and 12. There's 13 volumes of this series in total, but some of the volumes are currently out of stock, so it's been hard for me to pick up. Hopefully when I go up to London on my holiday, I'll be able to find the rest that I'm missing, but I've really enjoyed Dawn of the Arcana. Ray Toma's art style is gorgeous, so I can't wait to finish reading that and hopefully move on to The Wolf's Dragon's Bride at some point. Moving on is Children of the Whales 1 through 10, 11, 15 and 16. I'm missing a chunk in the middle, but oh my gosh, this goes from 0 to 100 in literally next to nothing at all. You start off with volume 1 and it seems like it's going to be like a really like magical shoujo type series with kind of supernatural elements, and it goes very dark very quickly and I really enjoy it. It's definitely a slow burner, but it's been a really good read so far. I'm waiting to get 12, 13 and 14 before I can pick it up and do a reread to the current one, which is I think 17, so I might be missing 17, but I don't know. Next up is Boys Run the Riot 1 and 2. Tiffany kindly sent me this for our lazy book club, which we still haven't done the first episode for. Once we are able to do that, that will be up on my channel for a live stream, so keep your eyes peeled. But I'm super excited to get into this because I haven't read it until we've got a confirmed date for the first episode. Then is Frozen Volume 2 by Rina Tanimura. Now, this is like a Disney manga. The only reason why I picked it up was because it was done by Rina Tanimura, and I really do like Frozen. Yeah, I do like Frozen. Reese agrees. Then is My Androgynous Boyfriend 1 and 2. BL Metamorphosis 1 and 2. That is such a cute series. I need to get the rest. It's only a 5-volume series, I think, but it reminds me of my nan and me, and yeah, definitely need to get more. Moving around to this shelf here, we have Something's Wrong with Us Volume 1. I need to reread this because Volume 1 for me, when I first read it, I didn't like, but I've heard a lot of people really enjoy it, so I think I'm going to give it another shot and maybe buy the next 2, and then if after 3 volumes I don't like it, I will just drop it. But I'm intrigued. It's supposed to be kind of a murder mystery romance from enemies to lovers kind of thing, so I'm intrigued by it, so I might have to continue, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have My Dress Up Darling. Really enjoyed that, definitely need to get more. Beyond the Clouds, which is kind of like a steampunk Studio Ghibli-esque kind of story. Definitely need to reread it. I think 3 volumes of it are out at the moment, so need to give that another shot. Then we have A Sign of Affection. I am not going to gush over this because you guys know how I feel about it. It's amazing. If you haven't read it, pick it up. That's all I'm saying. Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight 1 through 3. I really enjoy this series. It is an age gap romance, so if you're not into that, leave it alone, don't go near it. I enjoy it. The guy's got a thing for women's butts, but that's his quirk and I think it's quite funny. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Need to get more. I think the 13th volume is out this year, so then it's complete, so I definitely need to get caught up, but I love that series. Wake Up Sleep and Beauty 1 through 3. Really enjoy that one as well. Need to get more. It's complete at 6 volumes.
Then we have The Witch and the Beast 1 through 4. I read volume 1, really enjoyed it, then didn't pick up anymore for ages. Saw Tiffany pick it up recently, the last couple of months, and I was like, I need to get back into this. Need to reread volume 1, but I really enjoyed it. Oh my gosh. Then we have Perfect World, volumes 1 through 4 and 8. This is a really like heart-wrenching romance. This has you feeling all sorts of type of emotion whenever you go through these volumes. It follows a guy in a wheelchair and his high school friend as they meet back years later after leaving high school, and I think her name is Sugumi. Yeah, Sugumi. She falls in love with him, not knowing that he's had an accident and is in a wheelchair, and it's just their love story. There is so much drama in this series, but I really enjoy it. I can't wait to continue. Then we have Living Room Matsunaga-san, volumes 1 through 6. Again, this is an age gap romance. It has a bigger age gap than Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight, but I really enjoy this series. I love the characters. I love the boarding house situation. I love Matsunaga-san. Like, there's such a cute series, and all the side characters that live in the boarding house are so much fun. So yeah, stay away from this if you don't like age gaps, but I really enjoy it. Then we have To Your Eternity 1 through 6. Definitely need to continue this. This is done by the same author as Silent Voice, but yeah, need to continue this. Haven't done. Volumes are expensive. Then we have Sweat and Soap, volumes 1 through 10. Oh my gosh, I love this romance. It's a seinen. I thought it was a josei, but it's actually a seinen. It's the most healthiest romance you're ever going to see and read in manga form. Pick it up if you haven't. I still need to get volume 11. I'm waiting for when I get paid to pick it up, but oh my gosh, can't wait to finish it. I think I'm going to bawl my eyes out, and I'm going to have to reread it and bawl my eyes out again. But yeah, let's move down to the next shelf. Moving on to the second shelf. I do want to apologise if I sound a little bit like out of breath. Honestly, this is the most talking I've done in a very long time, and it's killing my throat. I'm probably going to lose my voice by the end of it, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, this next section is pretty much my Ayosaki Sucker section, but first up we have Strobe Edge 1 through 10 complete. Probably the favourite, my favourite of all of the Ayosaki Sucker that I've read so far, which is just these two and the first couple of this. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend if you can get your hands on it. So fingers crossed they bring some of the volumes back in stock. Then we have Our Horror Ride 1 through 13. Still need to finish it. I think I got to volume 10, then didn't want it to end, so I'm going to reread this at one point, but I really enjoyed what I read of it as well. Then we have Love Me Not. This is actually complete at 12 volumes or 13 volumes, and I believe that the last volume has already been released in the US. I'm just waiting for it to release in the UK, and then I will pick up the rest and binge it. This kind of follows two couples rather than one, and it's, yeah, I really liked what I read of it, so I can't wait to finish it and see how I feel afterwards. I think this is probably going to be my favourite reads after this one, so it's probably going to go Love Me Not, Strobe Edge, then Our Horror Ride. Next up is QQ Sweeper, which is the prequel to Queen's Quality. This is such a great series. It kind of delves into mental health and one's mental state. The main characters are sweepers, so they go in and sweep out any negative bugs or negative feelings somebody has when they're asleep. And it's just a refreshing take of mental health, because you guys know I suffer with mental health quite badly. So yeah, I need to give this a reread because I haven't read it in a long time. I think 13 volumes are out, so I need to catch up, but this is, yeah, great read as well. Then we have the Magical Girl section, which is Cardcaptor Sakura 1 through 8 in the 20th anniversary editions. Volume 9 I don't think is even out in the US yet. It's been pushed back and delayed, but when it's out I will reread it. Great series, definitely recommend you pick it up in these editions, they are gorgeous. Then we have Sailor Moon volumes 1 through 4 in the Eternal editions. Reese picked me up the first 4 for Christmas, and I need to get the rest because they are gorgeous. The art
in the bigger format looks fantastic, and also like the colour pages. Oh, it's just a gorgeous release. I need to finish it in that edition. Then we have our gorgeous Coupos kits right here. So we have Uranus, oh my gosh, Neptune, and my favourite Jupiter. Definitely need to get more of these. They are stunning figures. Again, they look so much better than Pops, just saying. Then we have over here, we have some completed ones over here. I still need to finish off a couple of series, but starting off we have Say I Love You 2 through 4, 6, and then 6 through 9. This is complete at, I think it's 16 or 18 volumes, but I need to finish that because I really enjoyed what I read of it online back in the day. Then I have The Demon Prince of Mochi House 1 through 16 complete. Really enjoyed this. This is a cute supernatural romance. Definitely recommend. Next we have another age gap romance, Takane and Hana, volumes 1 through, is that 18? Yep, 18. I actually picked up the limited edition volume recently. I think it's got like a side story and maybe some art. I don't know, haven't opened it up yet. Yeah, this is an age gap romance. It's quite a big age gap, so if you are not into that, definitely stay away from this. This is not going to be your thing whatsoever. I think it's really cute. Like, Takane is an absolute goofball, even though he's like 10 years older than Hana, and he definitely doesn't act his age, and it's just a really fun read for me. There's nothing from what I read, I think I read up to volume 13, and nothing untoward happened. It doesn't get creepy at all, but yeah, I can't wait to give this a reread now I've got volume 18, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, I have some miscellaneous things here. So I have the art of Cardcaptor Sakura, Tokyo Pop editions, then some graphic novels, Marvel stuff, Snot Girl, and then like a couple of art books, so Bleach, and then the Colour Walk one, which is actually in Japanese. Next is Ore-sama Teacher, volumes 1 through 19. This is a really old shoujo high school romance. Definitely need to finish this. I haven't read it for a very long time, but I think it's complete at like 27 volumes. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. Then we have Marmalade Boy 1 through 3, 5 and 7. That is a series that I've been trying to get my hands on for literal ages, over 5 years now, but I've really enjoyed the anime, so I want it in my collection. Then we have Peach Girl volume 5, then Peach Girl Change of Heart 1 through 3, a random volume in Japanese of Case Closed, or Detective Conan. That was sent to me from a pen pal, sorry, way back in the day when I used to do a lot of pen paling. Then I have My Girlfriend's a Geek volume 1, Spiral 1, After Hours 1, Shuriken and Pleats 1, Vampire Night Memories 1 through 3, Black Rose Alice 1 through 2, Crown of Love 1 and 2, which is, I believe, is done by the same author as Loveless. Phantom Dream, done by the same author as Fruits Basket, Shugo Kiara 1 through 3. I definitely need to get more of this. I really enjoyed the anime back in the day, so that's something that I do want to actually eventually collect when I can find the volumes. Then we have Bloody Cross 1 through 3. Really enjoyed that. I think it's a shonen. Supernatural shonen. Definitely need to pick more of that up. Her Majesty's Dog 1, 2, 9 and 11. That is Sophilia print. I do not think I'll be able to collect any of those for a while because the prices and everything. Again, if I find anything cheap, I will pick it up. Then moving on to this shelf over here, I have Otoman volumes 1 through 9 by Ayakano, which is the same author as Requiem of the Rose King. It is definitely a different series to Requiem of the Rose King, more fluffy and shoujo-y, but yeah, not for everyone, that one. I definitely need to finish reading it and collecting it. Then we have A Devil and Her Love Song 1 through 8 and then 12. Another high school shoujo romance. I remember really enjoying it from what I read, so I'm just kind of collecting and filling in the gaps when I can. Let me move Tony Stark out the way. Then we have Career First Love 1 through 10. I have read that and really enjoyed it. definitely recommend. It's an older 2000 shoujo, again with W Juliet, an older shoujo. Haven't actually read it yet. I'm really looking forward to doing so when I get round to it. So Reese is shining the torch on this shelf because it's got dark again, but we have Blackbird volumes 1 through 18 complete, supernatural smutty shoujo. Quite enjoyed that, though I didn't actually read it for the smut because I didn't know it was actual smut. So I just read it for the shoujo and the supernatural elements. Then we have Central Phrase 1 through 18. That is just pure smart. Pure smart. It follows a high school, a high school girl and somebody in a band, and she writes rather smutty lyrics, and it's a fun old time. I really enjoyed it when I read it initially. I am going to reread it for an episode of Rewind and Review at some point, so look forward to that. Then I have Demon Love Spell 1 through 6, done by the same author, Essential Phrase. I'm currently rereading this for a possible episode of Rewind and Review. Moving on to this smaller shelf here. This is kind of like the creator shelf for karaoke, but we have Angel Sanctuary 1 through 20, which is complete. This is not a series for everyone. It has a lot of, let's just say, taboo type subjects, but it's one of my favorite reads ever. I really enjoyed it. Karaoke's dark gothic storytelling and art style, oh my gosh, love it. Cannot wait to reread this and review it for you guys for another episode, because oh my gosh, so good, love it. Then we have Mars volumes 1 through 15, and I think that's Horse with No Name, which is either a sequel or a prequel, I can't remember. I picked this up for so cheap back in the day. Absolutely recommend if you can read it digitally. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. It's got a lot of triggering themes throughout it, but the character growth for every character within the series within the main couple, so fantastic. Definitely recommend. Then we have Banana Fish 1 through 19. That is also complete. I've watched the anime but haven't read the manga yet. I kind of started it, but the art style is really old school and I just haven't vibed with it yet, but I will get round to it eventually because I really want to give this a read because I really enjoyed the anime. Then we have Wedding Peach 1 through, I think that's 6. Yeah, 1 through 6. And then Young Love, which is kind of like a one-shot with short stories. Definite rip-off of Sailor Moon, but it's so much fun. I love the anime and the read was really enjoyable as well. Then I have Here is Greenwood 1 and 2. This is out of print series. We'll get around to it eventually, but I think this is centered on a boarding house kind of situation, so I'm definitely looking forward to that when I can find the rest of the volumes. This next shelf is what I like to call the UPDATED shrine, because everything UPDATED is sitting on this shelf. But first up is Errata the Legend 1 through 24. I thought that was a complete series, but in fact it was just on hiatus, and the author has now decided that they are going to continue the series. So no news from Viz yet if they're going to continue printing the ongoing ones, but fingers crossed they do, because I really enjoyed this. It's UPDATED's first go at a shonen, and I think they've done it really well. So yeah, check it out if you haven't. Next is Ceres the Celestial Legend 1 through 14. Definitely a dark shoujo. It's got a few possible triggering themes throughout this, but oh my gosh, it's probably my favourite UPDATED series, hands down. It's so good, so good. Then we have Absolute Boyfriend 1 through 6. Short, but it was okay. Wouldn't say it's the best series I've ever read, but it was okay for what it was. Next up is the Arena Tanimura shelf. So first up is Mistress Fortune, a one-shot. Time Stranger Kyoko 1 through 3. Kamikaze Kaito Jean 1 through 7. This was re-released by Viz under the title Phantom Thief Jean, which was a 5-volume release. Then we have Full Moon 1 through 7, Sakura Hime, The Legend of Princess Sakura, 1 through 12 complete. That's also complete. Gentleman's Alliance Cross, 1 through 9. I'm missing 2 volumes of that. Enjoyed it. High School Romance. I have like some of my pops in the corner. Sorry about the lighting down here, guys, but this is quite dark, so Reese has helped me out again. But this is the Rumiko Takahashi Shrine. We have Inuyasha in the Viz Bigs, 1 through 18, which is complete. Then I have Mal Volume 1, Renee Volumes 10, 18 and 19. So at the front I have Mermaid Saga Volume 1, Maison Ikoku Volumes 1 and 2, the omnibus, so they've got like, I think there's 2-in-1s for each volume. Urusei Yatsura 1 and 2, again I think they're 2-in-1s. And then Ranma Half 1 all the way through to 12 in the 2-in-1s, and then 17, 18, 20, 7, 28 and then 35, 36. I've got quite a few of these to pick up till it's all finished, but hopefully I'll be able to do that this year. I'm gonna see if I can pick them up on the 3 for 2 at Forbidden Planet when I'm finally able to go there. But yeah, that is it for the Rumiko Takahashi Shrine. I'm going to do the fronts of the shelves where they were double stacked next. So starting off is Cheeky Brat Volume 1, Rose and Blood Volume 1, Haruka Volume 1 and 2. This one is a really old Shoujo Beat title. I didn't realise that it was quite so out of print when I picked it up for a great deal. I'm definitely interested in finishing it, but it will be kind of a long wait for that one because they are quite expensive. Moving on is Snow White with the Red Hair 1 through 3. Really enjoy the anime. It was absolutely gorgeous. I've heard that the manga is a little bit slow paced, but I'm interested to continue on with it nonetheless. I'm so behind in that one, so I definitely need to catch up. Then we have Prince Freya 1 through 5. I honestly really enjoyed this series from what I've read so far. Don't get attached to like characters because they may or may not survive. Everybody seems to be dying, but I really enjoy the series nonetheless. Then we have Requiem of the Rose King 1 through 10. That's done by Ayakano, the same mangaka as Otoman that I have over the other side. This is definitely different to Otoman. It's a lot darker, but I've really enjoyed it. I'm just waiting on volume 11 to get back in stock, then I will get the rest. Then we have one of my favourite shoujo mangas, and that is Yona of the Dawn 1 through 22. I am waiting for 23 to come back into stock because I like to bulk buy them and then binge them. So yeah, wait for 23, then I'll get like 5 or 6 and then continue that. But definitely recommend this if you haven't read it, and if you are a lover of shonen manga and you want to get into a shoujo, definitely give this a go. Really good. Moving on to the next shelf is Sailor Moon. So I have the first box set, it's just tucked down there, but 1 through 12, that's complete. Codename Sailor V 1 and 2 complete, and then the 2 volumes of the short stories. Definitely need to reread these. I don't remember if I liked them. I just know that I didn't feel at the time that it was necessary to have them, but because I was such a fan, I picked them up. Then we have Kimi ni Todoke volume 1 all the way through to 25. Reese brought about 3 or 4 of them for me for Christmas. I need to finish this. It's only 30 volumes, so I definitely need to get on this. It's such a cute, wholesome romance series. High school romance. Definitely recommend if you can get your hands on the volumes. Moving down to this little stack here, I have Primitive Boyfriend volume 1, Toritan Birds of a Feather volume 1, Fire Island volume 1, The Myth, The Legend, that is that series. Given 1 through 3, I'm behind in this by 3 volumes. I definitely want to do a reread and catch up because I've heard that it's a really wholesome BL, and I did like volume 1. I just didn't continue it for whatever reason, but I definitely need to get back into it. So we've arrived back at the smut section. First up is Midnight Secretary 1 through 7. Really enjoyed that supernatural office romance josei with smut. Really liked it. I actually enjoyed it more than Spell of Desire, which is done by the same author, 1 through 5, which is complete. Definitely prefer that one over this one, but this was enjoyable nonetheless. Wish it was a little bit longer. Would have been nice having a few more volumes, but unfortunately there's only 5. Then we have Everyone's Getting Married 1 through 9 complete. Haven't finished reading this, but I really enjoyed it. Again, another office romance josei. Great, love to see it. Then we have a Maki and Joji title, An Incurable Case of Love 1 through 5. Just 2 more, then I'll have this complete. Really enjoyed what I read of this. It's josei, kind of like a hospital romance. I really like this. I really like it. I definitely need to get more Maki and Joji. Finally, I have got Fire in His Fingertips 1 and 2. I've been eyeing this for ages and it's been out of stock forever, but I'm so happy that it's finally in my collection. Moving back over to the karaoke shrine, we have Fairy Cube 1 through 3 complete. A new one by Karaoke, which is Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. Need to get the next one. I need to get the second volume. That's out now. Alice in Murderland 1 through 4. Really need to get more of this. I think it's 12 volumes in total, but I really quite liked volume 1. It's kind of like a fairy tale battle royale. It was just it's a dark shoujo, but I really enjoy it. Then we have Demon from Afar 1 through 6 complete, another dark shoujo. Moving round is the Fruits Basket collector's editions 1 through 12. I picked these up in the bigger format because I don't want to read my originals anymore, just in case they end up getting ruined. But I really enjoy Fruits Basket. It's one of my favourite series like ever. The new anime was gorgeous. I literally just finished watching that like a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, I'm so in love. I cannot wait for the final seasons to come out in the UK because I'll be buying that and doing them a rewatch again. Next up is The Wallflower 1 through 14. I am way behind on this series. I really love it. It's like comedic. I love the art style. I need to see if it's worth picking up though, because I've heard that it's quite repetitive, and I think it's 37 or 38 volumes long, and by the end of it nothing really changes between the characters. But from what I read up to volume 14, it was so funny, so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. Moving back down to the UPDATED shrine, I have Fushigi Yugi Byakugo Senki, I think that's what it says, I can't see through the camera. Volume 1, the newest works in the Fushigi Yugi universe. Then we have Fushigi Yugi Genbu Gaiden 1 through 8. I am 4 volumes behind, but I really enjoyed what I've read of that. Then we have Fushigi Yugi The Mysterious Play 1 through 18 in the singles complete. I absolutely adore the anime. Like, I loved it so much. It was kind of like my romance isekai. I really enjoyed this. Definitely want to do a reread of it soon and rewatch the anime because it's absolutely fantastic. If you enjoy older shoujos in fantasy worlds, definitely give this one a go because it's really good. Next up on my second to last shelf, we have Dengeki Daisy 1 through 16. That is in fact complete, and it's done by the same mangaka as QQ Sweeper and Queen's Quality. Dengeki Daisy is a kind of age gap romance. It's got some possible triggering elements in it with some stalkers and family deaths and stuff, but I really enjoyed this series. Like, the author is absolutely fantastic at storytelling, and I love this series, and I really like QQ Sweeper and Queen's Quality, so definitely check this one out if you can get hold of it. Moving on, we have Vampire Knight 1 through 19 complete. I started this series literally 10 years ago, and it's taken me up until last year to actually finish it, collecting it and reading it. Honestly, it's been such an interesting read to, like, an interesting thing to go back and reread this old series. If I'd have brought this like now, would I have enjoyed it? Probably not. It was fun for what it was. It kind of gets a bit murky and confusing towards the end, and yeah, some ships happen, some ships don't happen. It's just, it's okay. Was it my favourite shoujo that I have in my collection? No. Would I reread it again? Possibly, but not for a while. So this right here is the last shelf. This is kind of like my miscellaneous. I'm probably going to sell or give away, not entirely sure yet. But I have Blood Lad 1 through 7. I really want to finish this series, but the volume 8 is out of print and I can't find it anywhere for under £100, and I absolutely refuse to pay £100 for it, so this might be going at some point. Then I have an extra copy of Demon Slayer out in the back here. That's probably going to be a giveaway volume. Then if I move these out the way, then we have 2 volumes of Batum, I think that is 5 and 6. An extra copy of Arata the Legend by UPDATED. Then I've got the Bleach character guide books, Naruto's official fan book. Then we have SS Astro, which says volume 1, but nothing else was ever released. And I really regret buying that, so I probably will sell that. I'll give that away at some point. I didn't enjoy it. I just picked it up at the time because everybody else was picking it back up ages ago, and I thought I'd give it a go, and yeah, I didn't like it. Then we have my only yaoi, which is One Night Session. I might give this a reread because it's been a long time since I've read it, and see what I think. But yeah, my only yaoi. Then we have some manhwa, so Moon Boy Volume 4, Legend 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7. Honestly, I think I'm gonna see if I can finish this because I remember reading it and really enjoying it, just not being able to pick up the volumes easily back in the day when I was like collecting this. And then finally we have The Betrayal Knows My Name. Yeah, The Betrayal Knows My Name Volume 1. This one, I had this ages ago. I picked this up on holiday down in Devon literally years ago, and I don't know why I never continued it. I actually really enjoyed it, but I've heard the volumes are quite hard to come by now, so I don't know if this is ever going to get completed. That's why it's in the I'm not sure if I'm going to sell it or keep it pile. And last but not least are my manga box sets. I'm not going to get them down because I am quite short and it would be a hassle to get them back up there. But I have Ouran High School Host Club, the box set complete. The first Bleach box sets, that's 1 through 21. And then the first 2 One Piece box sets. I don't know which way around that is. I think that's box 1 and that is box set 2. And also the Naruto box sets, so 1 and 2. I do want to get the third one of that to have it complete, but I'm just waiting for it to come back into stock and for a decent price. But yeah, that is my entire collection for you guys. So yeah guys, that was my collection tour for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk too much. This has definitely been a long one, but thank you to everybody that stuck to the end and watched this video. Hopefully you found some interesting series to possibly check out yourself and to recommend me for the rewind and review series that I'm going to be doing on my channel. So yeah, don't forget to give this video a like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz. Pop over to the Manga Dudette Discord if you haven't already and come join us for some manga chatting fun. Also, I've got some affiliate links down below in the description box, so if you fancy picking up some manga through those links, do feel free to do so. That's all I got for you today. I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.